If you ever hear a lullaby in the middle of the night when no one is around, don't respond. Don't call out. Don't open the door. Don't even move. Because sometimes it's not trying to comfort you. Sometimes it's calling you. We all grew up with lullabies, soft voices, warm nights, a feeling that everything was safe. But what if one day that same sound became the reason you're afraid to close your eyes? My name is Sahil. I'm 25 years old, and what I'm about to tell you still won't let me sleep. It started last month. I took a break from work and went to Manali with my 3 closest friends, Chirag, Arun, and Samai. But this wasn't just a vacation. A few months before the trip, Samai's younger brother died. A school trip, a tragic accident. No warning, no goodbye. And after that day, Samai was never the same. The guy who used to fill every room with laughter went completely quiet, distant, like part of him had left with his brother. So we planned this trip for him, to remind him of who he was, to bring him back. We had no idea that something else out there was waiting to take him. The first 2 days were perfect. We laughed, we explored, we breathed. For a little while, it actually felt like it was working. On the 3rd day, we decided to drive up to Rohtang Pass. As we were leaving the hotel, the receptionist stepped forward. His voice was calm, but his eyes were serious. "Sir, please try to return before 6 p.m. Arun smiled. "Why? What happens after 6? The receptionist looked at each of us slowly and said, "Rohtang means Valley of Death." He told us people who stayed past dark were found dead in the valley by morning. Authorities blamed accidents, the cold, the roads, but the locals never believed that. The locals believed something lived there, something that came out after dark. We laughed. Of course we did. It sounded exactly like the kind of story someone tells tourists to make the place feel exciting. So we thanked him and kept driving. Rohtang Pass was breathtaking, peaceful, almost too peaceful looking back. But we stayed too long. By the time we turned around, the sky was already dark. And then the fog came, slowly at first, then all at once, like a curtain being drawn around us. Within minutes, we couldn't see the road ahead. No other cars, no people, no light. Just the sound of our engine and the fog pressing in from every side. Arun gripped the wheel. We were barely moving. One wrong turn, one moment of lost focus, and there was nothing below us but the valley floor. Then we saw it. A milestone on the roadside. Manali, 28 kilometers. And sitting right on top of it was a man, wearing almost nothing, in that freezing cold, just sitting there, watching us pass. Something about it felt wrong. I kept it to myself. About 20 minutes later, another stone appeared in the headlights. Manali, 28 kilometers. The same number and the same man, still sitting there, still watching. "Didn't we just pass this?" Chirag asked. Nobody answered. Then Chirag spoke again, slower this time. "I don't want to scare anyone, but I saw this stone before, earlier." I looked at him. "What do you mean?" He hesitated. "I don't think it was a man. I saw a little girl. She was holding a toy." The car went silent. Then Arun shook his head. "You're not making sense. I saw a horse, a black horse." We all slowly turned to look at Samai. He wasn't looking at us. He was staring out the window, eyes fixed on something in the dark. Then he whispered, "Someone needs help." We froze. If someone asks for help, we should stop. His voice didn't sound like him. No one replied. We kept driving. And then, for the third time, the stone appeared. Manali, 28 kilometers. But this time, no one was sitting on it. It was almost 11 p.m. And in that moment, we all understood. We weren't moving forward, we were going in circles. The same road, the same fog, the same stone, over and over. We were trapped. And in that silence, the receptionist's warning came back to us, word for word.
Then Arun spoke, so quietly we almost missed it. "Guys, don't look outside." We turned to him. His eyes were fixed on the road. "There's something walking with us." My body went cold. There were no other cars, no people, nothing out there. And yet, I looked. There was a boy, around 15 years old, moving alongside the car, perfectly matching our speed. But he wasn't running. He was just walking. Like this was completely normal. Like the fog didn't bother him. Like the cold didn't touch him. His clothes were torn and filthy. His face was covered in wounds. His eyes were fixed straight ahead. He didn't look at us. He didn't acknowledge us. He just walked. Fear filled the car like smoke. No one spoke. And then Sahil said, "Maybe he needs help." Before anyone could stop him, he reached for the window. "Sahil!" He didn't react. He rolled it down and just stared at the boy. Arun grabbed for the controls. They didn't respond. The window stayed open. We screamed Sahil's name again and again, and then the boy stopped, just like that. I looked in the rearview mirror. He was standing in the middle of the road, not moving. Then, slowly, a smile spread across his face. He raised his hand and waved, and Sahil smiled back. Arun floored it. We didn't speak. We didn't look back. We just drove. And finally, a new stone appeared in the headlights. "Manali, 16 kilometers." We exhaled. We made it. We reached the hotel just after 2 a.m., exhausted, hollow, silent. We agreed to talk about it in the morning, went to our rooms, and tried to sleep. At exactly 3:30 in the morning, I woke up. There was a sound, soft, a melody, a lullaby. My heart started hammering before I even understood why. I turned slowly and looked across the room. Sahil was standing in front of the mirror, singing in a child's voice, small, delicate, wrong. His eyes were wide open and completely red. Around his neck were dark, deep marks, like hands had been pressed there, tightly, and on his face was a smile. Not his smile, something each's smile. We content his name, nothing. We called again. He kept singing. None of us could take a single step toward him. We back us toward the door, slowly, quietly, and when he stopped, he trapped around and laughed. A child's laugh, high, empty, wrong, and young his such, "If I knock on your window tonight, you'll open it, right?" And the custom. The next morning we king him straight to a priest. The priest looked at Sahil for a long moment, then took at us. Someone close to him died recently. The Name. He sup him. Some students is use season that connection, using his grief as a door. The reef began. Chanting filled the food. The air felt thick, heavy, like the walls were pressing in. And Yor started vomiting violently, and construct inside him came out some thick, dark, black as ink. The room his eyes, Sahil opened thing. Day of day came bed to himself, laughing again, living again, like nothing the every about. That was 2 months ago now, but me the same. Because of days, at a cross 3 friction, I can tell a by, soft, close, like such is such downed, right back me, I now to clothes. So of you our eyes, lun when your body with X, what to know of still, don't call out, don't get up, don'ts Bitcoin sixt, don't name, it already music.